Okay.
Man, you're good to mute, Maria.
There we go. Give it a while to start up a bit because of the delay and all that. But either way... Oh, nope, don't want... Oh, I gotta fix that again. Alright, there we go. Now that's fixed. Now then... We're actually at the first official stream of the Dice Bucket of the group we decided to do. God, I am so out of the element. It's been so long since I actually done streaming. Oh well. I am Zion. I've done this for a few times, just been a while. And I'm joined by some friends along the way. We got you on me.
Friend's a strong word.
Well, that's bullshit. Cypher.
Yeah.
And the little ish.
Hey,
My model would be working with me, but my camera is currently not on the functional side at the moment, so I had to get a new one. It was a poor quality camera anyway, so not much money lost. And for the vote of this stream, we have devised to actually do some good old story time. God. Now we got actually some funny... Well, I found them funny. Some of them funny, some of them probably irritating stories from Reddit. First time actually doing anything from Reddit.
Well, it was the first time for everything.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll just pull you back in.
No.
There's a black hole.
Oh my god.
But it's true.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now then, let's move along to the first story. Which, called I Had a Player Make Their Character with AI. And this is posted by a Dungeon Master. What is that name, though? Swashina? Swashita?
No clue.
I don't know either.
I'm sorry, I actually have trouble saying that poster's name. Random poster that was a Dungeon Master.
Oh, this can only go badly, though.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into it now. Dungeon Master, I decided to run my first fully custom one-shot, and I ran it for my friends, including an ex-friend, whom we'll call Eve. The players were all skeletons working for a lich, who was like a kind of grandpa to his skeleton army, but also wanted to take over the world. He had sent the players out to a disease-ridden city to convert dead people to skeletons and recruit a necromancer who lived there. Not gonna lie, I actually kind of like that.
I know, right?
It's like evil Lich Whitebeard.
Yeah, kind of. He just wants to make everyone into one big happy family.
Family of skeletons. Anyway. Eve played a shy kobold paladin. She barely spoke, and when she did, it was so quietly.
Quiet.
Yeah, quietly. Only I could really hear her. But, hey, it wasn't interfering with the other players, and she seemed to want to go unnoticed, so whatever. As such, thought I don't really have much of a story to share on what kind of player she was outside that. Anyways, it ended up turning into a 2-shot because I'm terrible at running 1-shots that actually only last one session. During the second session, I looked over at Eve's character sheet briefly and noticed how bad her stats were. She had like a 12 in wisdom and just really weirdly distributed stats. Everything was mediocre or worse. So I asked her why her stats were distributed like that. Another player pointed out that it was her choice to distribute her stats that way if she wanted, which I agreed was fair, so I let it go. Now they have a little thing written here. I have autism and I think I came off more judgmental than I meant, but I was just confused why she wanted to play that way. She seemed to not know why her stats were so bad at first. Later, though, she said, "Oh yeah, I remember I made this character with ChatGPT."
Oh, jeez, and there was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Also, it just sounds like they didn't understand the stat system.
A 12 in wisdom for a paladin. That's a choice.
Of
Yeah.
course they wouldn't. After all, it's an AI.
Everyone went kind of quiet, but nobody said anything to her. It was already clear in the friend group that everyone was anti-AI. In the few sessions she ran, it also turned out she was making stat blocks for her enemies with ChatGPT. So that wasn't great. She said she didn't know how to live without ChatGPT because her parents were neglectful. So she didn't know how to do anything, which is certainly a way to infantilize abuse victims. I know multiple people who grew up with neglectful parents and who don't use AI.
Yeah. I know that.
That's just the excuse people make now.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Anyways.
After all, it's easier to blame that than accept the fact you could learn.
Yeah. I am just more curious about seeing the stat blocks for the fucking
Yeah. Anyways.
monster that they made.
Yeah. Anyways, something pretty bad that she did end up coming to light a few weeks later. Something pretty bad that she did end up coming to light. Okay.
Don't get hung up on.
A few weeks later, and I don't have to figure out how to tell her I don't want her playing in my next one-shot, thankfully. I don't want her playing my one-shot. Thankfully, I just remembered spending so much time, hours upon hours, working on creating all the details of the story and the characters. I used a collection of useful magic items I had found online and painstakingly wrote them all on index cards. Despite my wrist issues, I came up with magic items of my own, like skeleton stones they can feed to creatures to turn them into skeletons.
Thanks for the item, I'll steal it for later.
When they convert a horse into a skeleton, I handed them a skeleton horse stat block and was like, "Yep, I knew you'd convert the horse. I even planned for the freaking horse." And she used ChatGPT. Like, all my hard work meant nothing to her. Or more likely, she just didn't even think about how it would come across to make me feel to know she couldn't put the effort to make a level 5 character herself. Or at least ask for help signs.
Aye.
My worst D&D story was actually as a player. Eve was sort of the worst DM I've ever had because using AI is such an affront of storytelling. But she was better in how she treated players. But the story was shorter and isn't likely to be read by the players in question. So I thought I'd share it. The end. Okay, they need to reword that because I had a player make their character with AI. I thought they forced their player to use AI. No.
No, they had a
No, no,
people
it
with
grammatic.
AI had to make it with AI.
No, it grammatically makes sense.
Yeah. I just thought of it the wrong way.
I mean, to be fair, you do have trouble reading things.
Yeah.
But yes, like 5th level paladin with garbage stats is kind of sad to see. But then again, it's kind of par for the course for a skeleton, because skeletons have garbage stats.
Well, unless you're... Yeah, that's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll tell you what I meant by that.
Not happening.
Yeah. Like, I have used ChatGPT before, but I never actually kept the full concepts that came from it. I pretty much just brainstormed it, stole ideas, and then rewrite them and reformatted them.
Hey, if the AI steals from us, we can steal from them.
Yeah. Because most of the stuff I take is actually just from current stuff that you'll find on YouTube or ideas from other DM books and stuff like that. Because the majority of items I've stolen from my campaigns were actually from the 4th edition books.
Yeah. I haven't read any of them, so I can't tell.
Yeah. The items are good. That's all I'll say.
I mean, some of the items I steal from 2nd edition, but that's just beside the point.
Well, this is really something we shouldn't be mentioning on stream. We're getting off topic.
Yeah. Well, that happens.
I'll wait for the next one.
Oh, what was the next one again? Let's see here. New party member joins on session. Yeah. There it is.
Looney Tunes.
Maybe we should have alternating reading.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I guess I can read this one then. New party member joins, and on session 1 turns session into a Looney Tunes episode. Hi all. So, not really a horror story, but it really irked me, and I needed to let it out. So I'm currently playing D&D online with a group who met up in person. I'm not the only online player, and we will be leaving the group soon due to reasons we all mutually agreed on. I wonder what this is gonna go on.
No.
We have recently had a new player join us. He sat in on a session before joining, and there were immediate red flags for me. Plainly, he was metagaming, telling us things our characters should be able to do, asking questions about things in the room with us, asking for more info after a skill check, and while his character technically did not exist yet, this really annoyed me as he wasn't even part of the session fully. If he wanted to know more, he could have asked non-specific questions to our DM. Damn. This is already off to a bad start.
That's asking too much.
Lovely.
A DM's supposed to keep information from players unless they earn it.
Yeah.
Then
It's
his
a module too.
Yeah. Then his first session with us happens. We're introduced to his character, and he immediately started taking charge of all scenes. He is a dwarf monk warrior of the open hand, if that is relevant. He takes lead of every scene, even taking away from when I made a revelation on a puzzle, by leading us to use my idea wrongly and screw up my idea.
Oh
For
no.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this one.
He's a protagonist.
Oh, we've had our fair share of those. For
That's it.
context,
Main character syndrome.
we were in a dungeon. There were chains coming out of the walls. We found a journal that mentioned something about it. I suggested we see if we could follow where the chains in the walls lead to from the main room. He takes it as pulling the chains from the main room. Oh god. This ends up summoning ghostly nobles that want memory from us in exchange for food. Two of us had previously lost a bit of memory from this, but it's fine. If you fail to comply, they drain your max HP. He decides to run around like something out of a Scooby-Doo episode, with the ghosts chasing him, completely making us stop everything to help him. He then tries to argue that my moonbeam, I'm a druid, wouldn't work with getting rid of them, even though it does radiant damage, something most ghosts and ghouls in D&D are weak against. We try it out, and lo and behold, it works. And then more ghosts show up. Oh god. It's almost like people forget that in most media, the undead are weak to holy.
Yeah, that's why the necrotic and the radiant properties.
Yeah.
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 Not to mention, he would talk over me when I tried to talk to the group on what I was doing. I get that I'm speaking through a computer, which makes me hard to hear, but when I'm constantly repeating myself because my DM didn't hear I de-wild shape to talk to the party, it gets really frustrating. And here you see why I will never play a druid. I'll be bringing this up to the DM as it's really making me want to leave the game prematurely. But I really needed to rant, and I wouldn't be able to express these thoughts in this way to my DM. Oh, apparently there's an edit/update here.
Yeah.
I've left the party. I had my last session a couple weeks ago, and our DM used it to end me and another player's run as we had sort of discussed. I wasn't happy about it, as it was just, you defeated the monster, now you leave the party. It just felt abrupt. We didn't even know till the end of session. All in all, it was a good session. The metagaming wasn't an issue. Most of the time was spent talking about rule changes due to recent updates that came out, but yeah, that's a... Wow. That was quite a nice story. Rainy days. Though I will say that the other player in this was probably in the wrong. Most definitely, in fact.
You do
Also,
get
the
this.
not assuming someone's gonna de-wild shape so they can communicate.
I guess I never really had that issue because I've had druid players before in the past, but I've never had anyone over speak them like this.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh,
Well,
see, it's players like this that ruin the game.
Anyways, yeah.
In DM that you have to specify that you're de-wild shaping when you're trying to communicate with players. That's just par for the course. You don't have to communicate that. If you're trying to talk to the players, it's just an assumption that you're going to be de-manifesting your wild shape.
It depends on the situation, but yeah, in this context now. Anyways,
Yeah, makes sense.
so anyways, I guess we're gonna be moving on to story 3, and then we can talk about all this.
Oh yes, story 3. Ah yes. The dad story.
Oh god, bringing a person's father into any D&D either ends up embarrassing, horrible, or some of the funniest shit.
I mean, it has a wholesome start to it.
Or all three at the same time.
Okay, who wants to take this one?
I guess I could. I just need to.
Yes, I shall throw you the link. Discord, where are you, my Discord? There you are.
Oh, geez, this is a long one.
Yes.
A little longer than the others, yeah.
I mean, it's decently long, but it's not long. It's not the longest I've seen.
No, but it's a good length.
It's a good read.
Yes.
Okay. My dad is a player in a game I run, and he is becoming a problem. Person's a dungeon master, apparently. So, some context. I'm running a game that is a homebrew campaign that is a sequel campaign to one my brother DM'd for us. He had invited me and my dad to join the party that consisted of my brother's wife and another married couple they were friends with. We all lived states apart, but with the miracle call of video calling, we run the game online. That campaign was the first game of D&D either my dad or myself had ever played, and I fell in love with it. My brother asked me if I could DM the next one, so he could experience being a player alongside his wife, and I was more than happy to do so. Now, my dad had difficulties learning the rules, and has a hard time not consistently metagaming. But we cut him some slack that first campaign, and when my dad would pop into conversations, he would never be aware of or interject to help despite being rooms away. My brother would politely but firmly remind him of where his character was or that this was all happening in X character's mind or something. Eventually, when the new campaign started, and we had a session 0 right after the ending of the last one, everyone was on board to jump right into the next one. My dad said he would be happy to play if we wanted him to, and after a whole campaign with them, it would have been a little awkward to tell our dad, no, sorry, you are uninvited to join this next one. So I said he was welcome to join. He now has only gotten bolder because he has a hang of it, which is far from true. He decided to play as a gnome armorer artificer because he wanted to be as useful and utilitarian as possible. He also wanted his character to have a major rage issue as part of his backstory.
Oh, God, he wanted to be Iron Man.
He kind of.
It sounds like that right now. We are currently a full year into this campaign, and his metagaming never stops. He is constantly rolling over and over when he fails any sort of ability check or save outside of combat so he can say, finally, I break out of X condition and I immediately do blank. When one player was afflicted by the dream spell while in a separate room, he says that his character just so happens to drop by and wanted to have a late night chat. 3 sessions ago, I decided to give his character the spotlight that he apparently has been craving. The party was facing a remnant of a dead god of war and destruction who was seeking to possess a new physical vessel. My dad's character, in his hulking dreadnought armor and anger issues, was a perfect candidate. I had him do a battle of the minds type of thing, thinking my dad would really lean into this roleplay with his character's relatively untouched anger issues. Nope. As this deity tries to corrupt him and tempt him, he responds with, sorry, big fella, but I am as cool as a cucumber. I have been dealing with my anger for so long, I am able to control like any other part of me. He even asked if he could roll his wisdom save at advantage. I denied the advantage, but he still rolled high enough to make the save. After feeling like I got caught unprepared, I decided the adult thing and talked with him about how he wants to play his character. I mean, surely this is just a matter of miscommunication about what his player fantasy is, right? He said his rage was touched on so little in the campaign, he was just going to act like it didn't really matter. Okay, cool. I will go forward with that in mind. Then the very next session. The party is worn and ragged. Everyone is out of resources, and the party comes to the party's barbarian tribe from which he was exiled from. It was going to be a roleplay heavy session with chances of the disgraced barbarian earning back his honor. A very heavy and character-centered plot. For the point of one of the other players. The party watches on or occupies himself in different ways while the barbarian has his moments. But then, my dad's rage finally breaks out. When I say rage, I mean a tantrum. He starts going off in character about how he is tired and was hurt and nearly possessed by an evil god. One of the other players in character essentially tries to babysit him, telling him to calm down while the barbarian is having his moment. But that falls on deaf ears. My dad says his character started attacking the members of the tribe, a ton of Goliaths.
Oh no.
And I just essentially have them restrain him as he continues to talk smack and complain about how he just wants to go to bed. The barbarian feels the need to redirect his attention and beg for forgiveness for his party member. Ultimately, we got him to settle down. But my god, that was no fun for everyone but maybe my dad. The scene was able to be saved, but I was in shock at either how little ability he had to read the room or how rude he was choosing to be on purpose. The last session we had, we essentially called him out for his immature actions. I know we need to talk to him about the above table, but I am still trying to put the words together. It doesn't help that this is my dad and a fairly emotionally intelligent person when he isn't playing D&D. Oh,
Honestly,
God.
this sounds like it could have been worse, but
Oh yeah.
It really
I'm not.
it could have been worse, but still, though, time and place.
I
Yeah.
don't even want to begin with this one.
I know, right?
A gnome walking in dreadnought armor.
I mean, it's small Angie. The small Angie barbarian that thinks they're a dreadnought. Oh wait, it's an artificer that thinks they're a barbarian. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just. Ay.
That was always like problem of mine with past groups of people always choosing the wrong moments to interject in other players' scenes.
Yeah, that does get rather annoying, doesn't it?
I had
Oh.
broken into your dream sequence.
Huh.
Yeah. That shit was never fun because like as a DM, like you're working on these scenes for players, and then some other player goes like, "I want to randomly interject myself into said scene."
I want to. I mean, if those Goliaths weren't chill, I want to see what you would have done to that gnome. I think he would have become a goddamn pretzel. Stew,
Yeah.
pretzel, something. He would have definitely become paste.
Gnome burger.
Gnome burger.
The burger of the gnomes.
That's
No, only one thing that's sad about that toy.
Yeah.
There's not enough gnome explosions.
Mm.
I know, right? Like that artificer subtype is really good at causing shit to just go haywire. I know, I've played it.
Kaboom.
You are our resident artificer. So the armorer is Kaboom.
No, it's not Kaboom.
just-
It's literally Iron Man.
Just gnomes in general like to explode things. If it doesn't explode in the face, they're doing something wrong. Because gnomes in Universal, they love the magic. Like, to a weird level. They are the most explosive researchers ever.
But onto the other thing that we talked about, though. I liked the Looney Tunes one. Yes, he was disruptive, but the fucking scene just turned into something you would see off of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo chase scene.
The guy in that one was just a dick, though.
Yeah, it would have been funnier if he wasn't a dick, but
I mean, the
well.
funny, even the most annoying thing is like, oh yeah, your radiant moon blast isn't gonna do damage to an unholy entity. I guess you're wrong in that regard because unholy entities are usually resistant to the same element.
Oh look,
Yeah.
the plan worked.
My moon blast does necrotic damage apparently.
Oh, it just makes me think of that one skit of, I forget what show it is, but Zion here showed me it before, where it's a guy trying to rush at somebody with a sword, and it's just bang, but
Oh yeah, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He was the guy with the sword was trying to prove a point. Like, I could get you to you before you can pull the trigger. And he pulls a gun out. He doesn't pull the trigger. He just goes bang, bang, bang with his mouth, like showing, yeah, you can't get to me faster than with a sword than I can get to you with a gun.
But if I go zigzag,
Bang,
Like
bang,
a
bang.
zigzag.
The
Yes,
zigzag
you're
didn't
gonna
even
dodge
work.
bullet. That go fast.
Like, she wasn't
down.
even going zigzag that fast, though. They were slow zigzags. But anyways, oh god, there has been so many scenes we've had in the past. I remember with one of the Star Wars campaigns. I'm not gonna say his name, but we know who he is. I had to have a talk with him to tell him he can't interject himself into every scene. He was just really
Yep.
excited to roleplay, though.
you know what? I know what we can call him for the sake of people.
Yeah.
We'll just call him. We'll just call him the blank.
Nah, his name is Bob.
But I was easier in him, though, because he was just excited to roleplay. He was excited to play in my Star Wars campaign.
It wasn't until later we noticed issues anyway.
That was with another player, though. Well, with that one, but with that session in particular, though. Well, not session, campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, so far, some of these stories were entertaining.
We might have. Well, we probably have time to fit another one of the ones you have.
So, let me just remove that one. I do have 3 more. I have this horror story is my fault. It's a short one. It's only session 1. It's also short. And how do I kick out a player in my game who is the biggest to nothing burger?
Oh, we have time for these. Which one do we want to do of the 3 then, guys?
I'm interested in starting in the horror story is my fault.
Oh, I feel like that'd be a good one to end with, though.
Possibly. We could always do it's only session 1.
Yeah. After all, it'd be fitting to do that one on our first stream.
It's only session 1, guys. Nothing's bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, didn't you know? Last week we had our session 0 with that.
Last week.
Yeah.
You mean last month?
No, I mean last week, remember? I'm making a joke about her.
Oh, yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Now then. This is by
You're-
Lady Dungeon.
well, it's currently the Yoon's turn. We've all done one.
I'm not reading because I'm still coughing up shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
If since you're not on me, I'll take it up again. It's only session 1. Hello, all. Been a long time since I posted here, and I'd like to share a recent memory, horror story that happened just a couple days ago. I'm not very coherent in my writing, and I jump around a lot, so I apologize if it's a poor read.
At least they gave us a disclaimer this time.
Yeah.
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 Stelly, 1 half-elf, sorcerer / warlock. Wife to the problem player, and only her second campaign. Okay, Stelly's the wife to the problem player. Devin, dragonborn fighter. The important people to know here. You know, the thing is, I don't even know if these are their real names or just some random
They're
names.
not. Probably fake names.
Most likely fake names.
They'll care with the names.
Ooh, yeah, it could be the characters' names, yeah. Devin, dragonborn fighter, our problem player, and also his second campaign. DM.
No.
Hmm?
Just seeing Dragonborn, a lot of the time, a lot of them are Dragonborn because Dragonborns are so pompous.
Yeah, for now, though.
Yeah.
I shall continue. DM, my boyfriend. There's also me and the other player, but we aren't relevant. For about a year, my boyfriend has been working on his first ever homebrew campaign. And first campaign as the DM, he's been a player in modules and homebrews, but never DM'd. He's put an incredible amount of time into making this world, and I'm really proud of him. Our problem starts before we can even get to session 0. To help people get connected to the world, DM invited each player to name their home city, and for Devin, since he's the only one from the kingdom he's from, the whole thing he takes until only a couple days before session to send the names. Wait, so he waited a few days before he waited till a few days before the session starts to actually send all the info?
Yes.
Send a name about it. Yeah, sounds like it. That's awful.
That's awful.
Leaving the world map empty for a very long time, and causing DM, despite my warnings, that since Devin was taking so long to just name their cities himself and move on. To be rushing through making every other map, it was whatever early game hiccups. Second problem happens in our session 0/1. We combined the two due to the timeline limitations. He's 30 minutes late to the call, and we're doing Roll20 VTT. And Discord for voice. Because he's putting clothes on. Okay, fine. Take 30 minutes of our already limited time to do this. How does it take you 30 minutes to put clothes on?
Damn, was he getting all dressed up in a fancy suit?
You'll be surprised on how long it takes some people to get clothed.
Takes me 3 minutes to get dressed.
You know what? He was totally spending half that time probably popping in.
Well, you see, it took them 30 minutes to figure out what they wanted to wear.
Yeah. Anyways, we get through basic, hard-to-knows, and explanations of triggers for certain people, and for certain people. People and I think Session 0 is going to end on time for us to do the campaign, only to find out Devin didn't make his character sheet at all.
Oh god.
We'd set a deadline to at least have a proper sheet done so we could just, type it out and that'd be it. But apparently, he made Stella's sheet. We'll come back to this one later. And didn't work on his at all. And then spent an hour incorrectly trying to put Stella's sheet in Roll20. And when DM took over making her sheet and told Devin to make his own, he just didn't listen. Back to Devin making Stella's sheet. He didn't listen to her at all in making it. She wanted to multi-class Sorcerer in Warlock, and he put all her levels in Warlock. He gave her incredibly dumbed down versions of her abilities. To the point, she didn't know her Misty Step costed spell slots. It was a mess. We're now 2 hours in and haven't gotten to his sheet yet. DM rushes Devin's sheet and we move on. And now comes his issue with RP. The man wouldn't engage at all. Comes to the temple and the door's locked. I wait outside. My character comes up and flat out just asks to be let in. Nothing. No asking the priest why I got in. No trying to speak to my character. Nothing. Same with the other players. Until Stella's character gawks at him. She's playing a half-elf that's never known anything but humans and elves. His RP after is just awkward. he's trying to do an accent that's hard on the ears, and he does try from then on. I'll give him that. The final problem comes from suspected cheating. His hits were modified to add an extra +3 to hit, and we let it slide for the first session. But DM has removed the mod, and we agreed to keep an eye on it before deciding to confront him. It all just left a sour taste in our mouths, hearing him flat out ignore Stella's wants for her character. And the suspected cheating just leaves me worried for the campaign. DM did talk to him about listening to deadlines and everything else. I don't know. I know this isn't anything major, just wanted to get it off my chest. This was a month ago.
This was
This
a
guy
month
sounds
ago.
like this guy sounds like a real dick.
Overly controlling on your girlfriend's character sheet. Let her play what she wants to play.
I mean,
Oh.
Misty Step costing spell slots. Yeah, most spells cost spell slots, and this is a
It's just
cantrip.
with Warlock you can grab it as a cantrip.
Yeah, you can grab it as a cantrip, but that's also because of your patron.
Yeah. And from the sounds of it, I guess she wanted it as a cantrip.
No, I don't think she knew what it was. He wanted to be a multi-class between sorcerer and warlock,
True.
and I think she assumed it cost nothing
But-
because it was.
No.
nothing was listed.
No, the thing is, well, Garth kind of has it right here. But to clarify, the boyfriend made the sheet and forgot to even put the spell slot cost.
Yeah.
Here's the other issue. He spent 2 hours on this.
Hell, it takes us only like what 30 minutes to get through character creation usually.
Yeah.
It's like
Usually,
yeah, 'cause multiple things can be done at once.
on top of the
Oh.
fact we generally already know what we want to do before we even start.
I just read through the comments.
Oh.
Yeah, the top comment of it.
Oh yeah, the post actually, the OP actually responded to this comment.
Yes. Let's see here. Comments from the comment. If it ruins your fun in the game, then it's major. A lot of people will tell you to kick him out now. And considering his behavior, your boyfriend would be justified. However, if y'all want to give him a second chance, then the DM needs to have a serious talk with him out of the game. Explain where he was messing up and how it affected everyone in the group, and lay down the law on how he expects him to behave in the future. In short, make it clear that this is his second chance and he better not waste it. And the lovely comment from the LP. He did. The other player and I both expressed grievances to the DM as after he and Devin talked. DM, other player, and I sat down to express our dislikes of Devin. DM and Stella are co-workers and also work with Devin, and Stella's correct. And also work with Devin and Stella's current DM. He plans to ask other DM if Devin has the issue at their table too, and check with Stella if that she's happy.
Looks like you have all done the right thing, and it's all up to Devin to see if he shapes up. All I can say is good luck. I'd hate to see your BF's first homebrew campaign ruined by this. You know, that's a good commenter.
Yeah. It's good that they've already taken steps to try to rectify this or figure out a solution.
This is why I have the general rule: if you do not have a character sheet by session 0, or at least an ID on what you want for it by session 0, I'm just gonna boot you out of campaign and move on.
Apparently, from the other comment, this isn't a problem in the other DM's campaign.
Ah.
No, he must just.
Due to let's see here. isn't a problem. In their game, in the low RP engagement is due to his character in not knowing how to play socially awkward war vet, while still being able to talk to the party. If you're not sure on how to play something like a socially awkward war vet, don't play a socially awkward war vet.
Not
Yeah.
to mention, a war vet that's socially awkward is still the same as a normal person.
They are.
They're not suddenly some alien species.
No.
Oh yeah, from what it sounds like, because it feels like to me, this from hearing and reading this, it sounds more like he was trying to take advantage of the new time DM.
Could be one of the issues, because that does happen to new time DMs quite a bit. It happened to me when I was a new time DM, but I don't really remember what happened in that. That was long ago in high school.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, was ready for a nothing burger.
Nothing
God.
burger.
Depends. Can I eat it?
I didn't really know what nothing burger was, so I looked it up, but didn't realize it was slang from 1950s.
Yeah, a
Oh
nothing
yeah,
burger.
it's an old term.
It's a very old term. A nothing burger is basically just nothing there. You're
Yeah.
eating a burger with nothing.
When you have no
Oh.
substance and stuff like that.
Well, I guess this is my read.
Yep.
Give me a second. How do I kick out a player in my game who's the biggest nothing burger? From a dungeon master named Chasey Puppy. So as the tags say, I am the dungeon master. I have 4 players in my game, 2 mid-maxes, an artificer, and a cleric, and 2 newbies, a warlock and sorcerer / warlock multi-class. The problem player is the cleric. Now I want to clarify this. They have done nothing actually wrong. More like he wanted something but never clarified this to me, and now he's suffering from consequence of those actions. Basically a mimic apocalypse and a homebrewed version of the mimic to make them more threatening. The players which hurt with making
hold up.
Yeah.
Having roboting on my end.
Oh
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah. Alright, talk again, Pike?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you're good for now.
Alright, where it's there.
Mimic apocalypse.
Mimic apocalypse.
Okay, Mimic Apocalypse. A homebrewed version of the Mimic to make them more threatening. And the players were charged with making their characters basically their modern day equivalent of adventurers. So magic is rare, as after centuries magic has died out, basically. And Mimics originally... Oh, that's a grammatical word. Mimics originally was a extinct species, but got revived, yada yada yada. Not exactly important for us. Point is, all of my players did amazing jobs. Something their characters, the warlock is in the pact of the gunslinger, a homebrew patron I got inspired by the internet. Our sorcerer / fighter basically just wanted to kill God and take his place. And our artificer, yes, I will now kill God. And our artificer wanted to be one of the next godsmiths, an NPC that I use in every campaign to help upgrade our heroes' weapons inspired by Brock and Sindri from Norse mythology. Oh, that's a nice callback.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
all right.
Awesome callback.
And the cleric, nothing. They wanted to be a warforge of the smithing god. Well, smithing gods. Great on paper until he wanted his character to have been locked away for 1,000 years. This made things difficult for bringing the party together. While all my players, I tend to start separate and join halfway through the first session, the cleric couldn't join. the party till session 3.
What the
Oh
fuck?
my lord.
I mean,
This is
okay, so one way that could have been rectified is having them go clear out a mine of goblins or something like that. And they
Yeah.
end up coming across him as he breaks through a wall.
well. Remember, in this timeline that they proposed, magic's rare, and the only thing it sounds like is a mimic apocalypse. So there might not even be the excuse for that.
True.
Oh, you see, they're going to clear out a mine, and then while they're at the mine, they just gotta go mining.
Session 3. Granted, this isn't entirely their fault, as my players like to yap and roleplay a lot, which I love, and combat takes absolutely forever. Again, none of these are bad, honestly, but this made it so that, yeah, for 2 sessions, one of my players have just been a spectator. And keep in mind, at this point, I've still gotten 0 update on what he wants done with his character. Oh, being honest there, if a player doesn't update you 3 sessions in to your campaign about any type of aspiration they have, are they really there to be a player, or are they just there to be an extra body on the field?
Well, a bit of column A, bit of column B. Sometimes they
Yeah.
don't have an aspiration, and sometimes they do.
Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes it just takes them a while of playing a few sessions to start coming up with something.
Well, no, and I get that, but you should have at least something for your character.
Well, we'll see how many sessions they've gone through.
Yeah, besides, what's already been mentioned in all the other players, they had the backstory and everything built for their characters. Because they kept coming back to me and asking if they can have or do certain things with their character's story and ID. Collaborate with them to fine tune it so we're both happy. And the cleric, nothing. Their story, they don't remember, as they have been shut off for 100 years. Wait, you were entombed for 1,000 years, but you've only been shut off 100 of them?
It went asleep 900 years into its imprisonment.
Damn, that.
That's
You know
kinda-
what?
That's the most boring 900 years.
Yeah.
Cool. In character, you can not remember. Guess what? I feel like your DM should still know how your character should develop and learn its story. We're halfway through the campaign, and I still have gotten nothing. In game, they are also a big nothing burger. They don't engage in roleplay. They split from the party to do their own things and shoehorn their way into other plot lines meant for players, NPCs, and specific players are attached to.
You know what?
Oh, God.
Knowing they're halfway through the campaign, never mind.
You know, this reminds me of somebody, but that's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like the idea that the cleric was trying to do was a warforged that has no aspirations because they're just roaming around, just doing whatever they feel like. But at the same time, it's like your warforged must have some circuitry problems because you don't have a brain. They have a sword problem.
Yeah.
Maybe his hard drives are fine.
Oh, to be fair, that depends how your Warforge is built.
It does comment on it. Oh yeah, his brain might be fried.
Ah, boy.
Anyway. An example being that one of my players had helped this knight find their spark and purpose to fight again. That NPC refused to wear their clan's insignia as they didn't believe they deserved it, as they held it on such a high pedestal. Later, the sorcerer helps them, gives them their drive again. Then they engrave the insignia of their clan on their chest plate. It was a beautiful moment. Then the cleric asks if they can wear the insignia as support. No other player did this, and even moments before the NPC said they were the final member of their clan, in that they couldn't just give away insignia. It's meant to be earned. And this dude just said that he wanted to wear it out of respect. I get the feeling this guy doesn't understand this thing called honor
Yeah, I agree
or
with that.
chivalry.
Oh boy.
No, well, most likely not.
Even though that's against everything that the NPC was saying, the insignia was meant for to the point that even she couldn't wear it, and she was the right-hand man of the captain of this clan. And when the NPC said that she couldn't just give him the insignia, as that's against the clan's rules and such about earning the insignia, the cleric just says that he's gonna scrape it onto his shield anyway. Like, what?
Oh,
Yes, imagine being a roaming mercenary back in the day that it's like, I'm gonna take your clan's insignia, but you didn't earn it. I'm gonna take your clan's insignia.
That just makes me think of some dude, like, you know what? I just feel like, hey, look, that's King Arthur's banner. I'm just gonna steal this, and now I am part of his family lineage. I have claimed Sir Arthur's lineage. I am now his right heir.
Oh my goodness.
Stolen
How much
power.
longer is the story? Okay, we're nearly
We're
done.
almost there.
That's the most he's ever roleplayed in this campaign, and every other time he does, it's the biggest nothing burger. I want to clarify that I don't care that he doesn't roleplay or anything. Having a player that is just there for the combat and the story and not care about their own story is perfectly fine. But what gets my goat is when the player gives me nothing, doesn't express that they want anything for their character until we're halfway in the campaign, and then they ask me, okay, and you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, why haven't you done anything with my character? Like my brother in Christ. You haven't given me anything. Then, as of an hour before writing this, my artificer who's work friends with this person tells me that the reason that haven't given me anything is because they wanted me to write their whole backstory for them. I'm busy writing this whole campaign and weaving it with the backstory of all my players who did give me something. So at this point, I'm just done. Okay, real quick, I need to talk about something that did happen to me because it does relate.
Yeah, okay.
So you guys remember this, but we'll say just Mr. Blank Man. Remember when he was gonna talk with me to help me make a backstory since I had a character that couldn't remember her packs
Uh,
and never helped me with it?
Yep, just refuse to do it.
Even though I was actively waiting and getting things in my mind set up to make a backstory within the world.
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but that's a different topic because in this one, the player wanted the DM to write about telling the DM to do so.
yeah, I know. I'm just mentioning it because it's technically the inverse, and that just either
It is
way,
useless, and it's awful.
Yeah.
either way, it's awful. Anyway, another thing, he's a new dad. His kid was just recently born, so of course, being a new dad, he's got to give this kid a lot of attention. And when we're in combat and it's his turn, we on average gotta wait like upwards of 20 whole minutes to wait for him to come back after helping his wife with his kid. So then, to then take a sweet ass time with his turn. I'm not a dad, but I know that being a dad takes a lot of your attention. And being a D&D player also needs a lot of attention. If you want to be in the story. So basically, having two jobs, that needs a lot of attention at the same time. Recipe for disaster. And of course, I'm not going to make him choose between being a dad or being in my D&D campaign, because that's messed up. So I'm kind of just done and want him out, so how do I tell him... So how do I ask him to leave without just ghosting him? I'm dating the Warlock, and the Warlock is working a job with the Cleric, so outright ghosting is not possible. as this will inevitably get the warlock caught in the crossfire. And also, I'm not the only one sick of this cleric's crap. Me and the rest of the table feel the same, but no one knows how to break the news, and he's slowing down the sessions to a crawl. And getting complaints from him about how his character has no story or development when he's giving me nothing is hypocritical.
The only way I can big comment, but yes, how I would see that is like he became a new dad, and realistically, I would tell him that he needs to spend more time with his kid, and this campaign is just going to be taking away from that time. When his schedule becomes freed up, then he's more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, because from what it's written down, he has 2 jobs while taking care of a kid. So putting D&D into this is just going to add less time for you to even get any form of rest as well.
Let me clarify something. It's not that he's working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
He has a job, and then splitting time between the D&D and the kid, that's like a second job to quote the story.
Yeah, because walking is a job, taking care of a kid is a job, and technically playing a D&D campaign also requires the attention of a job.
The biggest problem here is he's given nothing. He's expecting the DM to do all the work for him on his backstory.
Real quick, can you just take the time to appreciate the commenter here that says, OP, I'm begging you to put some paragraph breaks in this burly wall of text.
I saw that, yes.
Yeah, I saw that, because it is atrocious to read.
Now, granted, I like that the DM is taking this quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have one more story.
Okay, so the only one quick before we move on. I actually, a few years ago, I actually had a player that, before we all started playing together, I had a player who had a kid. But yet again, he had a much more better control of his life. He was creative. I remember what one of the few words out of that kid's mouth was, though. I tell you, we were not a good influence. We all went all when we heard the little baby yell, "Burn the heretics."
Oh, God.
Well, I guess.
In Minecraft, YouTube. In Minecraft.
Well, I guess those heretics now. Oh wait, D&D games always have heretics somewhere.
Anyway.
We're on to the last one I found of the day.
Yep.
This horror story is my fault. Is what it's called.
It is.
Ooh,
Just Tea Life.